But coming up now, what about this bloke's career? Outstanding career. We talk about Kieran Foran. Welcome to the Run Home with Joel and Michelle today. How are you, mate?
Hey, good, thanks, guys. How you going?
Oh, we're going all right. What about this big clash you got? Sellout, CBus Super Stadium against the Broncos. How fun are these?
Oh, mate, it's going to be an absolute cracker. Yeah, they've sold every ticket out. I know there's still people scrambling to get their hands on some, so it's going to be the best crowd we've played in front of so far, and yeah, really looking forward to the contest.
Well, I know the vibe around town because I'm a Gold Coast local now. It's been absolutely huge. But Kieran, what I want to ask you about is, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, the turnaround with the Titans. It was such a tough year, just the way it all got sort of started. You guys have had injuries, the same dramas as everybody else, but travelling, Desi's just got you guys going.
Yeah, for sure. It was a tough start. We were 0-6, and things looked pretty dim early on. But look, Desi just stuck to the path. We trusted in what the hard work that we had done and everything we'd gone through in pre-season. And it was just a matter of getting the season kick-started. And I feel that since we got that first win, we've been reasonably consistent throughout. There's been the odd game that we've been a little bit off the pace, but I think we've been in most games right up till the final whistle. And I think at the moment, 4 from 5, it's pretty good, but still a lot of work to be done yet.
How do you enjoy playing alongside Jaden Campbell, Fozza?
Yeah, loving it, mate. He's been enormous. He's transitioned really smoothly into the number 6 role. He's obviously been an outstanding fullback throughout his career, but it's been great to watch his transition into the halves. He's a super talented player. He's got a great skill set. So I think he's been putting that on show the last few weeks. He's been really, really handy for us.
I'll tell you what, and not forgetting too, Michelle, his dad, a premiership winning number 6. Just like the man we're talking to. So an amazing career, that is for sure, his old man, Presto. Now, I want to talk about a couple of players. If we were building a team to go to Paris, is Khan-Pereira clearly the quickest player in the club, Fozza?
Oh, mate, he's lightning. He is, look, I think that the thing that is amazing about Khan-Pereira is his first 5 to 10 metres. I mean, if you look at those tries he scored on the weekend, I don't think there's another winger that scores those tries. Just in the sense that I'm sure there's players that can build up to their max speed, but I don't think I've seen someone faster over that first initial sort of 10-metre period.
Ooh.
So yeah, he is electric. When he takes off, his first few strides are they're like nothing I've ever seen before. So, mate, loving having him out there on the left wing, and certainly I'm sure he's enjoying playing outside Brian Kelly because he's setting him up for quite a few as well.
Yeah, he's setting him up. Just don't kick Brian. He had a bit of trouble with the kick. I'll tell you what, though, Corey Parker, who's a stablemate here at SEN, he once said that Reece Walsh was the fastest man alive over 3 metres. Khan-Pereira might have that mantle. But just before we get off him, geez, you're just starting to take the PL55 with him now. He's scoring that many tries, looking to break all these types of records. And now you're spin bowling to him. So Jaden Campbell last week's throwing him Yorkers. He's throwing him wrong-uns, and he's still scooping it up and scoring.
Yeah, that was impressive, wasn't it? I mean, the bounce pass, you can't stop the bounce pass. And as you said, Jaden was putting it out in front of him, albeit that it was bouncing along the ground. So he did incredibly well to actually pick it up at the pace that he was travelling and then get to the try line. Like I said, I don't think there's too many players that can score with that sheer amount of space that he had down the sideline.
Seriously, you are like a fine wine, but don't they make you feel old? These young kids?
They do. Oh, they do. Yeah, I'm feeling every bit of it now. Look, they're keeping me, trying to keep me young though, to be honest with you, because they're pushing me and in the gym and out on the field and trying to keep up with them. Jesus, it's getting hard. But I'm loving it. It's been great since I've come up here, and it's a wonderful club.
Says me as an almost 50-year-old. Just really quickly, David Fifita is the one that I want to ask you about because I just think it says so much about the club. We saw the likes of Ben Hunt wanting out of the Dragons, and then that full 360. David Fifita, you've had you in that inner sanctum, the conversations. Obviously, it's the group, it's the belief of what's happening moving forward.
Yeah.
What happened there? You're obviously a part of that conversation.
Yeah, look, I wasn't, I guess, too privy to I guess the really internal discussions that he would have been having with his family and management and Des, of course. But from the players' point of view, we were absolutely wrapped when he decided to backflip and stay, because we really hoped that he would continue on with this vision that we're sharing in the direction in which we believe we're heading. You know, we firmly believe that we're on the up, and we're not too far away from obviously finals footy and challenging for a premiership. So, and he's a huge part of that, and he has been for the last few years in building that. So we were really, really hopeful that he would stay. When he decided to go, it was disappointing, but I think having time to digest it all and continue those discussions over that next few days, I think, really, really probably sunk into him that he didn't want to leave home, and he was comfortable here, and he was enjoying the direction in which Des has taken the club. And look, I can imagine from his position it would have been incredibly hard being pulled from pillar to post. You got two powerhouse clubs in Roosters and Penrith throwing the kitchen sink at you and laying out the red carpet. And it would have been tough for a young guy like Dave. But look, as I said, we're absolutely wrapped. He's a huge part of this club, the direction in which this club's heading, and there's not too many players out there like Dave.
Chatting with Titans star playmaker Kieran Foran now. I want you to take us into the shed. Something that this is one of the sacred things we don't see as fans. Take us into the sheds at half time. The Titans are poor performing at the time. And then Des Hasler turns up into the sheds. There's a spray, obviously, but a spray between 0 and dead set, ripping the door off its hinges.
I've seen a few.
Just give us some insight, Foz, as to what it would have been like inside those sheds.
Oh, it was up there with one of his best. I mean, look, I thought it was coming. I thought it was coming, to be honest with you, because he had spoken all pre-game about our start. Now, look, he was not happy with how we started the week before against Manly. We'd spoken all week that we wanted to really start fast against the Dolphins, and it was anything but that. We were lackluster. We were beaten off the speed, and they led 14-0 at halftime. And I've sort of come in at halftime and sat down with the lads, and I've seen him come through the door. He normally comes straight into the huddle, but he's made a beeline for the bathroom. And I saw the look on his face, and I thought, he's just going to take a breath here because he's about to come back and absolutely rip the paint off the wall. And he did exactly that. He must have gone to the bathroom, gathered his thoughts, and look, he came back and gave us both barrels and let us have every bit of it, because he was not impressed with the fact that...
Does it work? Seriously? Well, obviously, but you know what I mean? I often sort of think, wow, you know?
Oh, look, it's Des's way, and at the end of the day, we love him for it. The reality is Des is a passionate guy. He's an intense man. He puts in a hell of a lot and invests a lot of time into our preparation each week, and he expects us to perform and deliver on that. And we didn't hold up our end of the bargain, and he had every right to let us have it. And like you said, we responded thankfully in the second half.
Yeah, he's done pretty well under the adversity. Now, how's Tino going, Kieran?
He's going all right, mate. He's look, it's obviously an incredibly tough year for him. Really, really devastating for him to do his ACL round 2, and huge loss for us, monumental.
Yep.
Our best player, our captain, our leader, such a big athletic body that gets us on the front foot each and every game. So we could never recover from the loss of Tino. Obviously, we've really push the forward pack to stand up in his absence and try their best. But look, he's battling away. He's starting to really progress with his rehabilitation on his knee, and he's still been leading from afar. He's in there every day, setting the standards with his training, setting the standards with how hard he works. He's such an incredibly hard worker and diligent trainer, and I know the boys feed off it. So, yeah, look, we're chomping at the bit to get him back, obviously, for next season. But, he's just got to get his body right, get his knee right, and hit the ground running in pre-season.
Bit like you, Joel. Athletic body gets us on the front foot.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, Kieran, we've got lots of texts coming in asking you about your availability for the Kiwis this year. Where are we at with that?
Oh, I never say no. I say it every year. I'm always, feeling the pinch at the back end of the year, obviously physically, but it's one thing I just can't turn my nose up at. If the opportunity arises, especially at this stage of my career, I'll be jumping at it. I'm such a proud Kiwi. I absolutely love every time I get to represent New Zealand, and it's no different even this far into my career. If the opportunity's there and they want me there, I'll be there.
I'll tell you what, Fozza, that I think you'll find Keenan Palacia plays his old club.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
people say, what's going on with the Broncos? No Flegler, no Herbie, but they don't often mention Keenan. Now, Keenan's a bit like the Da Vinci Code. He's the missing piece there because, in the grand final, you're right,
That was a
Snorter, they were trailing.
Sorry, Kieran.
So, in the time that Keenan was on the field
Yep.
for the Broncos outscored Penrith in that grand final 24-2 when he was on the field. So
I love your left of
he
field
was
stats.
the key. But let's talk about, with this game, it's always big brother versus little brother. So you're going to hear that all week, big brother versus little brother. But in this instance, it actually is. You've got Payne Haas taking on Klese Haas. Now, we know more about Payne than we do. Klese, tell us a bit about the young man.
Oh, he's an outstanding young man. He's come on in leaps and bounds in his last 12 months. He worked his backside off last season and started to sort of find his feet in first grade. And I feel like this year he's really felt at home. And look, he's another guy who's really athletic. He's got a great set of skill set on him, and he's pretty adaptable in terms of he can play in the back row and the middle. And he's a very happy young guy. He's always up and about, very positive, and great energy to have around the place.
Well, Fozza, mate, well done. Thanks for sharing a big part of your day with us ahead of this game. It's a massive game. Daytime football. You prefer the day games?
Yeah, I love day games. It'll be a cracking time for us, 3 p.m. CBus, hopefully sunny and fast track, so there'll be plenty of ball movement, no doubt.
Sunny and sold out too, by the way, so you won't get to that one, but if you want to get to the Sharks or the Roosters game at CBus Super Stadium, head to Ticketmaster and get your tickets now. Kieran Foran, great to have you on the show, mate, and all the best on the weekend in the local derby.
Thanks for having me, guys.